Here are 10 cheap but really great cycling products. Shimano's lowest end SPD pedal. This is the pedal that nearly everybody ends up using on their gravel and mountain bikes. Shimano's M520 pedal is a clipless pedal, stupid name, for off-road use, which is bomb-proof, double-sided, easy to clip into, and super cheap. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy, but who cares? It's about £30 and you get cleats in the box. It has a little screw on it which you can wind in and adjust how easy it is, or hard it is, to clip out of. Yeah, they make higher end models like the XT M8 It's lighter, but it feels exactly the same to use. And let's face it, if you're riding off-road, your pedals are getting smacked against rocks all the time, and you're clipping in with a shoe which is completely covered in crap, wearing out all of your equipment really, really fast. So you might as well just save yourself the money and get the basic ones, unless you're racing. Tubeless plugs from wish.com. We discovered these when we were making a stupid products from wish.com video, and they're actually really good. Looking at the website, they're aimed for use on car tyres. However, a tyre's a tyre. On top of that, you get a ridiculous amount of them. So it was £4 for 50 of these. They're really long, so you can cut them in half, which is way long enough for a bicycle tyre, so effectively you have twice as many. You'll never have to buy a tubeless plug again. Even Nick the mechanic likes them, and he hates everything.
Not this frame pump. The Toe Peak frame pump. It's about £20, and if you want to be everyone's favourite rider on the group ride, you want to have a top tube pump. I don't have the Toe Peak frame pump here, but I do have a Silca one, which is not £20. A frame pump is what it says. It goes on your frame, like this. Frame pump. Basically, a frame pump is a pump that fits under your top tube on your bike with a spring, and it inflates a tyre like loads quicker than a small tiny one. It also frees up space in your pockets for other more important things like food, and it's cheap, it's effective. Yes, this Silca one is very fancy and expensive and does the exact same job as the cheaper one. So, Toe Peak, top tube frame pump, it's a no-brainer.
The latest version of Shimano Claris. Shimano is the biggest group set manufacturer in the world. They make loads of stuff. If you look through any high street shops that sell bikes, they've probably got Shimano group sets on there. They make some very good value ones, but none as good value as the latest Shimano Claris, which has actually been out for a few years. It's a road bike group set, 8-speed, plenty of gears for recreational riding. You can get a medium cage mech, which goes up to a 34 on the back, which is big range of gears. The levers are night and day compared to Tourney, the group set underneath this. You can reach all of the controls from the drop handlebars or from here. It doesn't have a weird little button that you can't reach properly like the lower end group set. It even has proper lever reach adjustment, which you can adjust with a screw, which means if you have small hands or big hands, you can adjust it slightly either way. This is packed full of features for the money, and it proves that the trickle down effect does happen. Prices fluctuate a bit online, but at the moment you can get this for around £200 all in with chain and everything. Group sets have never been such good value, and this is a perfect example of a group set packed full of features for not that much money. Not strictly a cycling product. The JBL Clip 3. This is a small Bluetooth speaker with a clip on it, and they just released the 4. So the 3 is really cheap. About £20 online. I take this whenever I go bike touring or bike packing. You can clip it anywhere you want. The battery lasts all day. And it's really loud. Way loud enough that your ride buddies can hear the music as well. It's fantastic if you want to listen to some music while you're riding, but you still want to hear all of your surroundings. And it's safe to say, music has got me through some very tough bike rides. So give it a go. If you want some music on your bike rides, 20 quid. Mine has been faultless. BBB Flex Ribbon. The bar tape that I always end up going back to. Flex Ribbon is a grippy, long-lasting, great feeling, neat-looking bar tape with a good price tag. About £14. They do a version which is a little bit thicker, slightly more expensive, which I guess is aimed at gravel, but this standard version has always been enough squish for me. Great thing about Flex Ribbon is that it can be re-wrapped as many times as you want without much issue. It doesn't have really sticky stuff on the back, and it doesn't leave a residue when you unwrap it. Granted, that is a bit of a niche use. Here at the workshop, we're always taking stuff apart, trying new parts, having to rewrap tape all the time, but it might be useful to some of you. Compare this to the price of some other tapes that are premium. They do exactly the same thing. This is a winner.
The Triban RC120. Here's one I made earlier. It's one of the best value entry-level bikes we've come across. There's 2 versions of it. We've made videos on both of them, of which you can find on our YouTube channel. This is the rim brake version. It's currently about £350. It's got a good group set. The shifters feel really nice in your hands. The components have been selected based on the size of the bikes, meaning that the smaller bikes have smaller cranks, narrower handlebars. It's a very good decision. It's a very good bike. The second version is the disc version, which is about £450. The main benefit for that, in our opinion, is that it's got so much more clearance. You can even put gravel tyres on it. So you've got one bike that does nearly anything you'd want a drop bar bike to do. To our knowledge, there isn't a better value entry-level bike on the market right now. So there's our recommendation.
Data RHM handlebars. Data make a series of handlebars called RHM, Rapid Hand Movement. Weird. It's a short and shallow drop handlebar, which is extremely comfortable. Short and shallow means that the reach of the handlebar is quite short, so it doesn't stretch out riders on the bike. That's a great thing because a lot of road bikes are designed very, very long and people struggle getting into a comfortable position. Shortening the reach can have a great effect on this. Shallow means the drop isn't that big either. It's less extreme and therefore easier to use. Basically, it's a great starting point as a handlebar and oodles better than what comes on most entry-level bikes, particularly if you go to a place like Halfords. First upgrade I would make. The RHM is the same shape all the way through the range. So you can get the cheapy one, like this, it's about £20 online, right up to the Super Leggera, which is 200, 250, 300 pounds even, and they are all identical shape. So if you're smart, you just get the cheap one, and it's not that heavy. It doesn't look as nice, I guess. So get yourself the same comfort as the person who buys the expensive one. The Effetto Mariposa Tapabucho. I hope I'm saying that right. Tubeless plug. This has become my new favourite thing, and I've bought 5 of them. It's a tubeless plug spiker thing with a secret hidden feature. I'm always losing my tubeless plug tools, and it's another thing to remember to put in your saddlebag or in your pocket when you go out for a ride. This is £14, so actually on this list it's fairly expensive. It goes into the end of your handlebars, or into the hole on some cranksets. SRAM cranksets this fits in. You don't need to worry about where it is. It's on every single one of my bikes. Genius. Look, combined with these, you're good to go. I don't know where you're gonna put those though. The Continental Ultra Sport tyre. This tyre has a special place in my heart. I went to cycle the length of Vietnam, which was a 3-week-long trip. And on day 1, I rode over something and my rear tyre exploded.
It's full in the face. Should have gone tube.
Because I'm an idiot and didn't bring a spare tyre, I had to go and find one.
I have low hopes.
And the only thing that was available in Haiphong City was a Continental Ultra Sport tyre. It's a tyre that costs about £14. I then went on to bike pack for 3 weeks through Vietnam on this tyre on the rear of my bike, through jeep track, jungles, potholy motorways, and it was spot on. BicycleRollingResistance.com has tested this tyre and put it as best bang for buck in its price class. It has the same puncture protection as a GP5000, it's just a bit slower and heavier. So another recommendation for a great component to replace the tyres on an entry-level bike, which has probably come with crap tyres anyway. Thank you, Ultra Sport. Best 3 weeks ever. That marks the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know your cheap but great bike products in the comment section down below, and subscribe to this channel for more.